What's up, everyone? This is episode 66 of the Sit Down podcast from Funky Moose Records. We had the pleasure of hanging out with the Hourhand rock band from Regina. Gray, Dawson, and Cole are joining us. However, we need to apologize a little bit because we had a few technical difficulties, one of which was my internet connection.
Yeah, we tried doing things different again, you guys. Every episode. This time we tried a new program and the intro was lost / not even existent. So we're slapping this together real quick to welcome you to this week's episode.
Hey, I'm Mark.
I'm Joel.
These episodes of the Sit Down podcast are brought to you by Funky Moose Records.
Subscribe to the channel, like this video, comment below, and ring the bell because it really helps us out, you guys.
And check out funkymooserecords.ca for all your used and new records, and accessories.
And merch.
Let's dive right into it, man. So welcome. And thank you for hanging out with us. I had the awesome pleasure of cranking your tunes today. I'm up at Candle Lake here right now, and freaking, dude, I was like, I must have played Speakeasy like 4 or 5 times. Like, definitely my favorite track. That's a bomb banger, dude. I love it. Fucking love it.
Yeah,
thanks, man.
I think
appreciate
that's
that.
our, like,
Dawson, you're the drummer, right? So you played
so
that
Yeah, I think so.
song on the drums
Yeah.
on your YouTube channel, like on the website, right? Like a playthrough?
Sorry. Yeah, that was for Hobo in the Bowl. I did a playthrough of that one a couple months ago. We got some new recording equipment to record some demos with, and just testing it out. I was just practicing around, and I was like, oh, I'll try it out on this song. Turned out well enough that I went and uploaded the recording of it to our YouTube channel, where people can check that out too.
Nice.
So that one was for Hobo in the Bowl, but yeah.
Yeah, I like that one.
So how, like, you guys are out of Regina, right?
Mm-hmm,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, like we've been playing Regina for pretty much since we started. Been trying to hit more Saskatoon area before COVID kind of came around.
Right.
So
and how long have you guys been together?
Yeah, I was going to say that.
We kind of got together when we were just in high school. So how long is that? I don't know, 5 or 6 years maybe?
We started December 2015, if I remember correctly. So yeah, like for a couple years now. Yeah, we started when we were in high school. Gray and I were in our jazz band together, and Gray was playing guitar, I believe, in jazz band, and I was doing drums. And then we started actually with a different band. What was it? We went through a couple different name changes. Was it Voltage? And then I can't even remember some of the other ones. None of them were that good. But no, we kind of went and joined that band, and then Gray was kind of nudging me. He was like, hey, want to start another band with like a different guitarist that he knew from a rock band program, right?
Yeah. And I kind of just like picked Dawson and Cole out from other kind of groups that were going on, and then we just kind of got together. The best I could find at the moment.
At the time.
So, at the moment.
So does that mean like you're still looking? Or
I hope not. My gig's in jeopardy then.
No, that's so fucking awesome, you guys. How long ago was the Coors Light Center?
That was like pretty much our well, we had one gig after that, but that was pretty much like our big last hurrah before we had to just shut down. That was
right.
That was around Christmas time last year, I guess.
Okay. 2019, I think. Yeah. It seems like it wasn't that long ago, but I think it was 2019, so
Like
right before COVID hit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was the
Oh,
one
dude,
that
I
I
would've-
had
Yeah,
cranked. Yeah.
So much. That looked like that was so much fun, man. And you guys had Prehistoric Productions film it, right?
Yeah. We
How
did,
dope
a
was
battle
that?
Oh, they're just great guys. They
Oh yeah.
we did a battle of the bands with them, like in May of whatever year it was, and then we won this like a free credit with them, and everything just the stars kind of just aligned, and we got them to come out and shoot that show for free, and it was just like just great guys. They didn't have to do that for us, but they did, and they all pulled it together. It turned out amazing.
Cool.
Yeah, they seem like they're
So
good
how did
shit.
how
We'll
did
be,
you get to that
running into
battle
we got
of the band?
something lined up with those guys too coming up.
Nice.
Mark, are you alive there, or
cool.
what's going on
Yeah.
with your video? Mark?
I don't know. I'm trying to say something, but every time it's like, hold up. No, okay. You know.
You need like one of those things for school where you can like click on it to raise your hand or something.
Yeah. Zoom. Wait, maybe they do have that, but Zoom has that where you can raise your hand if you want to ask a question. But yeah. Now I
so
lost my
does
train of
Teams.
thoughts. And
All right.
Well,
Well,
what
we
I
were
was just
talking
gonna
about.
say was,
Yeah, there you go, Dawson.
oh, what I was just gonna say, so that gig that we had with that Coors Event Center, that was actually from a battle of the bands that we had won. Coors Event Center was doing this big show with One Bad Son. Just don't want to name drop them, but like it was so fun playing with them that it's hard not to. But they were the Coors Event Center was doing this big contest to try to see, okay, who can we have open up for the show, and they wanted to have local Sask talent. So it was a whole bunch of bands from Regina, Saskatoon, Humboldt, yeah, that was the other band. Tadoma ended up opening the show, and then we were the second one on the bill. So we were the two bands that opened up that show, and we just happened to be the ones selected to win that contest, and then it was just an awesome experience. We got to meet some of the guys from One Bad Son, very cool dudes. Said they really appreciated our set. Really happy that we could join them. So yeah, it was just a great gig to have.
Was it a packed house or what?
Yeah, I
It's
think
like almost capacity, not quite, but they usually sell out that place. I hear because they do that show like every year. So it was like
Right.
almost 1,000 people, which is like pretty dope.
Oh man, I can just imagine the adrenaline that's going through you guys, eh?
Oh,
Well,
man. I was just
that was
like,
the
shitting
first-
my pants all day.
yeah. Everyone in the band seems to handle the stress of gigs differently. I know, like myself, I kind of get the jitters right before, sweaty hands. Everyone else, Cole just constantly is playing guitar right up until the point that we go on. Gray seems to have his own kind of ritual of what you do during the day, but
I wish
that one
I
in
could just,
particular
not
was
think about it all
interesting.
day, but
Yeah. Well, what's interesting is that because it was in Saskatoon, we had to drive up during the day. So we were like, okay, like let's get up there. Let's have a little bit of time to kind of get situated and whatnot. So we kind of got up there a little early. So usually, like when you have a gig in Regina or a gig where it's like, okay, you're going there after work, during the day, you're kind of thinking about it, but you have something to take your mind off of it.
Right.
Whereas with this one, it was like, okay, we're going there. Like it's on the forefront of our mind the entire day. So like you're kind of building the anticipation up. You're kind of getting anxious. You're excited to play it, but you're also nervous because it's the biggest thing your band has done since the start of the band. So
Right.
it gets kind of snowballs for stress, and then you get on stage, and as soon as you hit that stage and play the first note, all of that goes away.
For
I gotta
real?
say though, like,
At least for me
when,
personally.
when I remember like talking to Cole after we did that show, and it was just like the weirdest feeling because it was so stressful leading up to that for me, anyways. And then as soon as we like got on stage, there was this weird like calm, and we were just in it. And then afterwards, we both just said that we just felt calm, which is weird.
There's something I always thought it was kind of cool. Like I've heard of like there's like a sense of being calm throughout chaos. Like you're in like the middle of the storm, and you're kind of in the middle of it, and you're like, this is going all right. Like I'm real. Like you're like this is what we practiced, this is what we're waited for, and once it's kind of there, you're like, this is actually pretty fucking awesome. So like as soon as we started, it was like, yeah, this is great, and all the stress, everything just went away.
Right. Does how many songs did you guys play for that set? Was it just the 3 that are on like YouTube?
We did like here's a story about that. We did like a 45-minute set. We were going to record that whole thing. But then about 30 minutes in, the audio just like crapped.
No.
So then we only got 30 minutes of that show. And then only 3 of those were actually filmed like by those Prehistoric guys.
Yeah.
But then we caught the rest, those 30 minutes, and we got that on like on Spotify and shit. So, but yeah, I'm happy we were able to at least get like most of it.
Yeah, we had talked prior with Prehistoric Productions of like which songs we wanted them to video. So they were like near the stage and on the stage for those songs, but then they were off stage for all the others. So if we were just like, oh, did they get all the songs that we wanted? Because if they shot video for a song that got cut off from the audio crapping out, then we would have video but no audio. So then we'd kind of just have all that gone to waste. So after the show, when like the sound guy, he was still doing One Bad Sun sound, so he was occupied with that after the show. So all we heard was, oh, the audio crapped out. We were like, crap. Well, was it at the start, near the end? We had no idea. We thought this whole thing could have been kiboshed right from the start. So, but then once we got the audio back from him, it was, I think, we got a little over the 35. I think we had 2 or 3 more songs in the set, but it cut off right after the last song we had for that live album. So then we just said, okay, well, we'll just upload whatever we had, and it just happened to be that like it worked out well. Like those 6 songs just seemed to fit okay to have like a decent sized EP release. Personally, I was kind of bummed because our last song of the set was actually a cover of Led Zeppelin's Kashmir, and I was thinking that and like we've heard from a lot of the different fans that have come to see us that they really enjoyed that one. So we're like, oh man, that would be great to like get a cover license to upload it to Spotify, but like have that on our page so that somebody who's scrolling by is like, oh, I know, like I at least know one of their songs right off the bat, and I can kind of get into them, listen to this cover, and then kind of have all their originals afterwards.
Right. So is there that? So that hasn't happened since. Like, there's nowhere where we can hear you guys rocking out Kashmir.
Oh, I'm sure there's like some fan shot videos out there somewhere, but
some bootleg.
Because we played that one before, but we were hoping to get that one like, we were hoping to get that one on the audio so that we could have that as a song to upload to Spotify. But I mean, just wasn't in the cards. We had so much luck going into that our luck had to run out somewhere.
Hey, Cole.
And here's Cole.
Hello, I'm here now.
Hey.
How you doing, brother?
Oh, not so bad. Yourself?
Good. Hey.
Oh man, everyone's got headphones.
Your student heard the titty shot.
Hey, sorry about
No, it's cool. He's a cool kid.
I'm looking at the uploads, and everybody's on par and is up but my video is already at almost a gigabyte, and I have 188 megabytes uploaded so far. That's how shitty my internet connection is. So yeah.
I have no idea what any of that means.
It's
sure.
Not great.
Let's go with that.
Anyway, yeah. So that's where my delay comes in, because the video is uploading. I'm probably going to be 5 seconds behind on everything.
Sure. We'll just
kind of for me too.
We'll leave Mark out until he pipes up, and we'll just all like nod like we know what he's saying.
Fine.
So yeah, normally guys, I'm in the studio with Mark there, but like I mentioned earlier, we came up to the lake like So there was a case. One of the kids at the school in Bellevue there had somebody had COVID, so they kind of are doing online schooling till May 28th for sure, right? So I was like, I'm getting the hell out of Dodge. So we packed up and we came up north here. So I'll be here for a while. My little dude's doing the online schooling from here, so all is good. SaskTel's given like free data, and apparently they're not capping it at the 10 gigabytes or whatever, and I'm over that, and my internet's better than Mark's. Mark, we should go click to your hotspot on your phone, maybe.
Yeah, but I'm not with SaskTel.
I was gonna say your video is the highest quality out of all of them from what I see. So wherever you are, and up north has great cell service or something.
Right, nice. Yeah, we just got. This is a new place to us this year. I have some family up here at Candle Lake, and we always loved it. And every time, like 3 years in a row, man, coming up to Candle Lake, I'm always like looking at the cabins, trying to figure out which one I want to buy. Never in my price range, right, at all. So, but this year we found something. So hell yeah, pulled the trigger on that.
Nice.
And as you can see, it's not a cabin.
It's not a cabin, no, it's a trailer. We're in. Have you guys ever been to Candle Lake?
Whereabouts?
No, but I hear it's beautiful.
Cole?
Where is it?
It is by Meath Park.
Not familiar.
Yeah.
Up there?
Yeah. I would say, what would it be, northwest of Prince Albert, I guess? Something like that.
I'm searching it up.
Northwest.
It is pretty awesome up here.
Yeah,
It's northeast.
Well, I don't know what you said so far.
You don't know your directions, Joel?
Is it northeast?
Northeast, yeah.
Oh, yeah, northeast. That's what I meant. Not at all.
I search it up. I search up Candle Lake, and the first thing that comes up is the image of green, dirty water.
Oh, yeah?
Should be green water then.
Yeah.
And I mean, at my cabin at Kentucky, we've had like that neon blue algae, so
It's cleaner than Waka Lake.
Oh, that's not hard.
So what's up? What have I missed?
You missed a titty shot there earlier, obviously, but
From who, Dawson or Gray?
no, we were talking about the set you guys did at the Coors Light Center pre-COVID.
Oh yeah, that was like the last real show.
I was gonna say, it's good. We mentioned that the audio got cut out from that show when we were recording it live, and it's a good thing because the second last song we did, Cole forgot to tune one of his guitars to that song, so we were just faking that whole song. We listened back to it, and we were just like, "Well, I never want to hear that again."
We were just earlier today because we just got the mix back from our last two live music videos, and Dad was showing me, what was it, our Saskatoon Max show, and the intro was so dope. We came out, we were like ready to rock, and then we absolutely fucked up the first song.
How so?
That song, of course, was Hobo and the Bull. Like that's like the song that we're pushing the hardest right now, and we completely just fucked it up.
Well, shaking off the rust after like months and months of not playing, that's the one thing. And that was the first gig we ever played where there was just no one in the crowd.
Right?
I know, but like in my mind, I'm always like, you see those videos of Slash fucking up the intro to Sweet Child of Mine, and I'm like, how can you fuck that up if you wrote that, right? And then we just did that, so I don't know. It's humbling.
So, hey, wait, I want to hear a little bit more of this Saskatoon Max thing. So, like, how did that line up? Like, did they reach out to you, or did you have to, like, reach out to them, or?
It
Who
was
found that
with,
one?
like, Bamboo Shoots was the company. They were putting up some Facebook ad. They were just looking for bands. So, yeah, we went out to the May Wilson Theater in Moose Jaw, and they had, like, a whole camera crew out there. It was, like, a pretty legit shoot. It was fun.
Yeah, it was super sweet. Yeah, like that was our first real gig after coming back from COVID. So like we mentioned that one Bad Sun Coors Event Center gig was like our last big hurrah before everything kind of went into quarantine. This gig was pretty much the first thing coming back out of it. So like we had to. That was the first gig where we actually had to wear masks while performing, which, as long as we're performing, I'm happy. We'll follow any guideline, whatever. Like, keep everyone safe. But I know after like 2 or 3 songs, I was just gassed. Like this, it was. Because I'm always like just going crazy on the drums, like hitting hard as I can. Like I put a lot of energy into it, and after 2 or 3 songs, I'm just like, okay, yeah, I'm tired. Like, I don't know how some people will do like go to the gym or do physical activity, or they're running or something with it. Because I'm just like, I was just out of it after that.
Right.
But
funny because with the masks too. Because that very first song, we were again, like Dawson said, we were shaking off the rust. But I find, whether we know it or not, Gray and I, we kind of communicate to each other sometimes when one of us kind of like screws up or something. But sometimes it's like, we need to mouth the words or like, give each other a signal. But it's usually with the mouth, right? But we're covered up. So we're kind of just shooting with these glares at each other, kind of just like, what's going on here?
I always have like moments of mild panic when something like that. It's like, because we're like playing, we're in the middle of the song, and it's always like, are we gonna wrap this together? We've only had like one crash and burn kind of thing, and then luckily it was just a small little show. It was just like, I think Dawson had a different, we were doing this one song. I forget what song it was, but we couldn't get it counted.
No,
right.
we all started different songs.
Yeah, I was thinking it was a different song, but that they had the same intro. So one song had it was the same drum part for the intro. So I was thinking it was a different song. So I started it way slower, which was the correct tempo but for the wrong song. And then we were just like, "What's going on here?" Luckily, it was quite early on, and it was earlier on when we didn't have a lot of people at the show. It wasn't.
I think it was like, club side.
Either way, though, it's just like, in the end, nobody really cares. If you're playing a good show, who cares? Like, whatever.
Wait. Wasn't it that band that was like throwing dildos in the crowd?
No, that was way earlier.
Was it? Okay.
We played a show at the club side of the Exchange with a band, Hellstar,
something like that.
I think.
I think that was.
I think it was Hellstar. They were a band from Saskatoon. They came down and were they're a cover band, but they played like metal covers, if I'm not mistaken.
They were like
and I
had the
kind of thing.
And I
everything.
remember they threw a dildo in the middle of the show, and then I just remember afterwards, Cole just brought it up to me. He was like, "Here, this is your gift for the show," and I'm like, "Why? Why are you giving this to me?"
I have it right here.
Yeah, there you go.
I didn't want to keep it up there for a long time.
I missed it.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I knew exactly where it was on my phone. I was clearing off my old phone and I saw it and I was like, I gotta send this to my new phone.
Gotta save that one.
It's one of my first photos on this phone.
What? You have to send me that picture, man.
I'm sorry. Dawson.
Oh yeah, that's the last thing I need is just me holding up a dildo going around.
Yeah, I gotta put that on this video for the fans at home so they can see. Who runs the social media?
Kind of all of us, right?
Yeah, we all have access to it, but I know Gray and Cole do a lot of the posting.
We actually just took like a little social media course kind of thing.
Oh,
so we're definitely trying to refine our because it's like that's just something we can do as a band right now when we can't play shows. We might as well up our social media game and get some just get our stuff looking good.
Yeah, because
Right.
I noticed this afternoon on
sure.
Twitter
Get
or
those
this
likes
morning
and
when I
follows,
posted that you guys were gonna be on that I had it posted and not even a minute later I got the retweet and the like.
Yeah.
Twitter's we need to work on Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter's the one thing that I think where we could probably do more. But TikTok seems to be the big thing that all these bands are starting to get into. For social, being that it's quarantine now, or I guess because of COVID and there's not as many bands touring, or at least there's bands just starting the tour now. It seems like everyone's trying to use social media to their advantage to get the upper hand or to further their presence online, and that's one thing that I think we all kind of have a good grasp of. We got to start posting more on TikTok. We've already talked about some ideas of what we want to post and whatnot, so it's just getting together and making the videos that we're wanting to do. I know right now in Saskatchewan, it's nobody that's outside your like immediate household can be in your house, so it's very difficult to find places to practice with the band because, I mean, we're all quite young, so we're all living at home, so can't practice at anyone's house. So,
right, yeah, I'm not the TikTok thing. I don't have a TikTok account, so I'm not familiar with it at all. The TikTok Keurigs that I have seen are pretty ridiculous. So from what I've seen, I've got zero interest in it. But I totally get it. Like, I do know that, like, I've seen Earl, like the Steadies, right? I think have a TikTok account. I know some bands out of Calgary or Edmonton, Alberta, I guess, that have them and stuff and swear by them. I don't get it, man. I thought TikTok was like all for like little dances and stuff like that, so I'm not too sure how.
It's really unique. You get out of it what you put into it. Like, whatever you search up, like, it's going to track it, and it's going to just bombard you with shit that you're interested in.
Right.
But you got to actually, like, commit into spending the time to actually curate these algorithms to work in that way. So once you're in it, you can get really stuck in it. It's like, I don't know if you've ever, like, scrolled through, like, the Facebook Reels or, like, Instagram Reels or anything.
Instagram, a little bit. Like, if I go to my search engine on Instagram, there's a lot of, like, exercise tips and like gym workouts and weightlifting and girls in bikinis. Like, that's really what's all in.
Yeah, well, like, do you ever find yourself kind of like falling down a rabbit hole with that shit?
Yeah, I see where you're. Yeah,
well,
but
like,
that's also because
you kind of see how how it potentially could.
That's because
definitely.
they have an algorithm going on.
That's what TikTok focuses on. They concentrate that.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So that
okay. So you guys specifically? Oh, sorry, Mark.
fuck. I'm so far behind. I said something like a minute ago.
So you guys specifically though, like, what's your what are you kind of thing are you guys going to be posting on TikTok? Like, or is it going to be you guys doing like a live, 30 seconds of a song, or are you guys going to be doing those TikTok dances? Like, what's the plan?
Not TikTok. Nobody wants to see me dance.
Right?
Nobody will follow that.
It's for sure like, it has its own purpose, obviously, but I don't think we've found where we can use it. It's kind of like, for the same reason our Twitter isn't very good. We're not familiar with the platform, right. So why put all of our energy into doing it when you can focus on making Instagram and Facebook a little stronger.
Right, I hear you. Yeah, like, Mark is the one who does like the Twitter stuff, and I'm like, I love Instagram. Like, Instagram is my shit, man.
I'm the same way, because I remember when I first made the Hourhand Instagram, it was like these two guys weren't on it or like never touched it.
Yeah, I never touched it.
I just wish one of us was into Twitter.
Right?
Like, I have no clue how to use it. None of us do.
They're all like tools that bands can use, and that's the thing. Like, new bands, you can see the ones that know how to use these platforms, because it's like you can get somewhere by learning how to, market yourself on all these various things.
Right. Did we lose Mark, you guys? Like, completely?
Yeah,
I think so. It says it's still recording.
That's hilarious.
Do you know how I can make this like full screen or something?
I was saying...
Hit F11 on your keyboard.
Really?
Or you have
F11? What the hell is F11?
Oh, you guys aren't Windows users. You guys are Mac.
I guess so.
That's
Might
volume.
be SOL.
Volume? Just crank it.
Well, anyways.
Yeah, so... Yeah, go back to the SaskTel Max thing, you guys. So, Like, how did you say? Sorry, how did the hell did you guys get in touch with that again? It was a thing that you just applied for.
Yeah, like it was kind of just a wanted ad on Facebook, essentially. You know, just like in the newspaper back in the day. They were just like, "Hey, we're doing some stuff for Saskatoon. We need some bands to do this," and so we applied. We got in. We did it. We got the. Yeah, we were able to do a 45-minute set or so, and it was all recorded, streamed on Saskatoon Max TV.
Right. Is it still on there? Like, if I went on there right now, could I find it?
I think so. Yeah,
so.
like it's on-demand streaming from my
They might have
knowledge.
taken it off. But
I myself, I don't have Max TV, but
Right.
they
Well, I
gave
know.
us that video, so we'll be able to do something with it. We may upload it.
Fuck, you should
Yeah.
put that on your YouTube channel.
Yeah.
well, we gotta work on a bit of the audio, and then it should be good.
Nice.
Yep.
Dear.
What record do you have in the background there?
Yeah, Mark.
Yeah, what's behind you?
That looks like Metallica.
I don't know how you can see if that's Metallica.
Oh yeah,
or
it's
not.
Injustice for All. Oh, I got that one in my room right now.
Nice.
I gotta say, that has to be probably my favorite Metallica album.
I just found this.
Some Hendrix.
Yes. And this one.
Nice.
What was that one? I didn't catch.
That was
Are you
Experience.
experienced?
Oh, Experience.
Fuck yeah. Do you have a pretty decent collection, Cole?
it's growing. Let's see if I can. You
Boom.
can see that. I got Soundgarden, Women and Children, 2112.
12.
Unplugged.
I think
Oh,
of this might be a gift to my girlfriend or something. I don't know.
Is
so
that
now she can't watch the show.
is
The
that
podcast.
is that unopened?
Yeah, it's unplugged.
Nirvana.
This one I like a lot.
Yeah, I was just thinking that too.
This is live at Fillmore.
Ooh,
The
that'd be
entire thing live at Fillmore.
Nice.
It's, I don't know, it's cool.
I'm a little jealous of your record collection because yeah, mine is.
It's grown so quickly.
But the problem, okay, the only thing that I found is I went down the rabbit hole with records. Oh yeah, freaking Trey Hombres, you live by that one, man.
And
I went
I've been picking up some old ones too.
I went down the rabbit hole with records when I was like 16, 17. I just every single time a band released a new album, like, oh well, I might as well just get it on record and support the band. But then I ended up, I think within like a couple months, I spent like $1,500 on records, and I'm just like, oh, this is not good. So then I have to, and I'm like, it's getting into an addiction at this point because like I think in a span of a couple months, I got like 30 or 40 records, and like so like if I go into my record collection right now, it's like 50% of it is just 2016 albums because everything that came out new, I was just like, I gotta get it right now because it's not going to be on vinyl for much longer.
Yeah, that's something I'd never buy like the new. I buy them for like historical kind of value.
Yeah.
So it's like if I find like a original Beatles album or something, of course I'm gonna buy that. But it's like I could never justify like a new thing.
Right.
Here are some originals that I'm really proud of. I've got a Steely Dan's Gaucho album, original.
Nice.
It was like right after he passed away, I went into vintage vinyl and they were playing it. 1984, original.
Noise.
And then this one's probably my favorite, Presence.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Man, I gotta get more Zeppelin. I was just right before this.
Zeppelin's expensive.
Yeah. No, last record I got, I think, was Gojira's new album, Fortitude. That one I've been blasting a lot. So I definitely think that they're still like getting new albums on vinyl. I think Gray and I differ a little bit on that one. I do love getting the older ones, but I definitely some of the newer stuff I'll get too.
It's like discount Dark Side of the Moon.
Prism.
I've seen them live. I've seen Prism live.
Oh,
That's enough show and tell.
Yeah, so we just got some test pressings for.
What's that?
Well, we signed a distribution deal with Northern Royals. They're from Winnipeg. Do you guys know who they are? They're out of Winnipeg.
I've definitely heard that name
Heard of them,
before.
yeah.
Sounds familiar.
yeah.
Right?
I think we follow them on Instagram.
They're awesome shit, man. So yeah, we just signed a distribution deal with them, so we're getting some records pressed with, or an EP pressed for them, and
shit.
it's going to be an exclusive Funky Moose thing. So those are the test pressings that we
that'd
just
be
got.
Sweet.
So we're pretty
So you guys have
excited.
your own little. You guys do that? Like, how do you guys do that?
Well, so okay, so the story there was we had Northern Royals. They were one of our first guests, I think, like in the top or the first 5 or 10 guests that we had. Anyways, I really enjoyed their music, right? And so it had been a few months after the episode, and I was like rocking them out quite a bit, and I just ended up calling Evan, and was because he had mentioned that they wanted to do vinyl. But, you know, it costs money and all that kind of stuff. So I just phoned him out and I was like, man,
Yeah.
I really think, like, you guys should be on vinyl. And if there's anything that we can do to help, like, let's fucking do it, man. Like, I have faith in you guys. Like, let's sell some records, right? So he brought that back to the band and talked to him, and everybody was on board. So long story short, we did up a little contract there where their EP will be exclusive through Funky Moose, and, you know, we'll help sell some records. So it's, I don't know, something new for us as well. Like,
That's
we
awesome, man.
hadn't done that with anybody yet. So like we intend on doing that with other bands as well. Like, you know, even if it is just a distribution deal, like if anything we can do to help out, man. Like, we're huge fans of indie rock, indie music, right? So I always feel like indie music, well, I don't always feel like it. I guess since the podcast started, I feel like indie music doesn't get the props that it deserves at all. I was always stuck in like my 90s fucking rock and roll, like, you know, and Mark definitely helped me open my eyes on indie music, and that's all I fucking listen to now. It is. Yeah, so that's kind of long
That's weird.
Big
story
thing.
short there.
It kind of makes me think, because like during that social media class, we ended up chatting with Megan Nash, and she brought up this point that really has stuck with me, and it's like, not all bands can sell cassette, right? Not all bands can sell, well, a lot of bands can sell vinyl for sure, but like cassettes especially, right? And that's going to be those like indie bands, like those smaller,
The niche.
kind of like lo-fi niche bands. Like, yeah, you're not gonna go to like a thrash metal band, or I guess maybe thrash metal. I don't know. The mass majority of bands, I don't think would do very well selling like cassettes and
Right.
vinyls and stuff.
Well, when's the last time you bought a cassette?
Exactly,
Yeah.
right?
Like,
Yeah.
fucking.
So it's kind of like your audience has to be like that demographic of people that are into that stuff.
Right.
And your music has to tailor to that.
Have you guys ever talked about going like on cassette or vinyl or anything?
I would have loved to go and do vinyl.
Yeah,
But that's
like a little
the biggest
6-inch
thing
or
is that
something.
it's such a big investment, because even when we got our CDs for our EP, I think we got like 250 CDs, but it was quite a lot just for a deposit to put down on it. But once you start going into vinyls, because from my very small amount of research that I've done, it's just a lot of deposit that you put down to get these large quantities to get pressed. Because if you go, some distributors or whatnot won't press small quantities. So when you're only doing a couple, like less than 250 or whatnot, it's, some people won't do it, or some people do it but with really high prices per
doing
per
it like,
package.
I could see doing like, I don't know, like a 50 pressings or something, like something small.
I think Crownlands did something like that, right? Where they did like a splatter vinyl.
Oh yeah.
It's like when we do like t-shirts or sweaters and stuff, right? Because they've got to set up the equipment, they got to make the logo design, and then they actually have to run through all the shirts that you buy. So the more shirts you get like a bulk discount, so everything's cheaper and it offsets the cost of you know, the initial setup.
Yeah.
So
Exactly. I like the way we're doing it here. Yeah, we're not like with these test press or with Northern Royals here. Like we're not doing 1,000 vinyl or anything. We're doing a couple hundred of them. They're going to be limited edition for now, and we'll see how well they sell.
Sweet.
And then we'll have like the plates in case like maybe in it. Let's say they sold out in a fucking day or something, right? We'll be like, holy shit! Like there's some demand here, so we might press another couple hundred or something. But the cost won't be as much because we'll already have the grunt of the work done already. But
I was gonna say, in regards to like the vinyl and stuff, like I feel like that's definitely something that we would be interested in once we kind of have a larger footprint. Because like right now we're fairly small.
Right. Well, and COVID, like seriously, I'm sure fucked everything up, right?
Oh, man,
and
all the
that's
momentum.
like,
But see, like you can't feel down on like just yourself because it's literally everyone.
everybody. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. What'll be interesting, and this is something I know we've kind of talked about, is that once things kind of start opening up, it's going to be interesting to see how everyone kind of comes back, because everyone's kind of coming back as, okay, nobody's played shows in the last year, so kind of see, okay, what has everyone been up to for the last year? I know we've been working on a few different things, so I'm really excited to have new music. We've been writing this whole entire time when we actually can get together in a room. We've been jamming out new tunes, doing new demos, doing new stage stuff. We've been able to up our social media. We've been able to have some pretty awesome contacts through COVID times, just to kind of get some networking. So I think once things open up, we're pretty much ready to hit the ground running with this.
Right.
I think when all the bands start playing again and people start going to shows, like, you know, there's going to be a lot more people wanting to get out of the house and go see live music. So I feel like the outcome, or like the number of people coming to shows is going to increase. But also, as right at the very beginning of where bands are going to be like picking up where they left off, so bands are going to be at their shittiest.
What?
I mean, there's ATMs like at every venue, right?
You can even get those. You can get like those little fucking card swiper things that are like.
Oh yeah, plug them into your phone.
Yeah, they're not even hardwired in. They're like portable.
Yeah, I feel like most bands will probably have to start, at least make a little small investment into that, just to have some type of way to do transactions nowadays. Because I've heard lots of businesses are starting to just go away with cash just because it's so unsanitary. So I could totally see that becoming a new way for shows now.
I wonder how much one of
Start
those...
paying for merch in Bitcoin.
Fuck yeah, you should, man. Why not?
Start doing NFTs. That's another thing we've at least trying to figure out what it. First of all, figure out what they are, then figure out, okay,
we haven't been looking
can we make
into
money off
NFTs.
them?
We don't even fucking know what they are.
I've at least made some effort to look into them and say, okay, because I'm like, why are people buying JPEGs?
You know they're making Charlie Bit My Finger into an NFT. They're gonna take it off of YouTube. They're gonna delete it, and they're gonna sell it as an NFT.
How much would you pay for Charlie Bit My Finger NFT?
Is that kid at the dentist?
No. It's that. Remember, like 2006 or whatever. Like YouTube just came out. One of the first viral videos.
No, I was
this little kid with his baby brother, and he sticks his finger
Charlie
in his mouth and he just
bit me.
bites him, and he has a
Charlie.
British accent. Yeah, there you go.
Oh my god, that's funny because we were talking about this on last week's episode with Chasing Records. We had them on, and the guys were trying to explain to me what the fucking NFT was. I think I understand now, but I don't see how there's any value in it at all. Or
the
how
short
could
of
it
it was that
traced.
nobody knew what an NFT was.
Well, I mean, from what I remember, I showed Gray and Dawson like a video on it when we were doing demos at the cabin, and it's like something along the lines of like when you purchase something, everyone that's in this marketplace gets a copy of the receipt. So if I buy something from Dawson, Mark, Joel, and Gray are all going to get a receipt, just as Dawson and I get a receipt for the transaction. Therefore, if it's ever a question of who owns it, everyone has a copy of the transaction saying, okay, Cole sold whatever to Dawson. And that's essentially how NFTs work.
Right, okay, but then it's only the seller, right? I think, because it goes to like what we were talking about was the selling of art, right? I understand if you're gonna sell like the Mona Lisa, would you rather have a print of it, or do you want the original copy, right? And that's where like I don't understand how like digital videos or whatever can have the same type of value as like the Mona Lisa. Or for I just don't get it, man, because
You know what it is? It's as simple as the human ego. Because yeah, I can sell this photo online and 20,000 people can take a screenshot of it, but because everyone got a copy of the transaction, like everyone in this group got a copy of the transaction between Dawson and I, that Dawson has it. No matter if all 5 of us took a screenshot of it, Dawson has the original and he can prove that.
yeah.
And that's it. That's where the money is.
Okay, but what's the
Yeah, he's able to say, "Yo, I own this. Everything else is a copy," and it's
That's
literally based off the human ego.
right? I think you're definitely onto something there, because I get I'm like that too, right? It's like if there's 500 or like take our test pressing for example.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I've got the first fucking record that hit the record player. Like, it's at my house. I have it. I want that autographed, and then that's like, boom, that's mine. I've got it, right? You know what I mean? But on the other hand, what image out there, what digital image out there is worth like that bragging right, I guess? Like, you mean to tell me that Charlie bit my finger? Like, who gives a shit, man? Like,
Exactly.
how is that worth anything?
But it's the equivalent of like I'm into cars and stuff, right? So like it's the equivalent of valuing a Honda Civic to the same value as, you know, a Rolls Royce, right? They're both metal buckets with wheels that take you from A to B. You know, in theory, if you put it on paper, yeah. But you know,
why is one worth $100,000 and the other's worth 20 grand?
it could be something as simple as, you know, like the heritage of it or how it came to be. There's people can make up values for something in their mind. That's why, like, that's again, that's I think why it's all ego.
Okay, right, yeah. Like, doesn't that just show how stupid humans are? That's where
I think we can all agree on that, though.
Like that's it.
We can all agree on that.
And to add to NFTs, they're awful for the environment.
How?
Okay, I do have to say that the video you showed me was, pretty much that. Okay, kind of backpacking off what Cole was saying. The one video he showed us, it was pretty much stating that the NFTs were poor for the environment because in order to have that transactional network of saying, okay, Cole sells me something, everyone gets a receipt, that has to all be done on servers. And these servers are doing millions upon millions of transactions every day. So yeah, so pretty much these servers are just running tons of calculations, tons of transactions every single day. They're wasting tons of power because they all have to be powered and able to have that computing power. So that's how they're being poor for the environment, is that it's just the energy to that's supplied to these computers.
Yeah, because I think
I'm not too sure if that's if that's a legitimate.
I saw this one statement or claim on, I forget where it was. I can't back this up by any means, but it was like mining Ethereum is that's what they call it. Mining Ethereum, like powering this whole network, takes up enough power in like one day to power all of like Argentina or something.
I don't know about that neither, but I do know that it does.
I heard something like that.
It definitely does. I looked into like mining Bitcoin and stuff, and that does. The amount of power that takes is basically like plugging in, not a modem, but help me out here, Mark. What's the word I'm looking for?
A router.
A hard drive, like plugging in some type of hard drive, a router, yeah, into the wall in your fucking furnace room or whatever, and let that thing run for 24/7. That's about how much power it takes to mine for Bitcoin. But the thing is that, you know, it costs like $3,000 or $5,000 to get this router, okay? And by having it run 24/7, it's gonna burn out, right? So in 5 or 10 years, you need to buy another one. So now you're pumping in another $5,000 into it when you maybe mined $5,000 worth of Bitcoin in the 5 years. So it's just like a fucking endless cycle, right?
That's not. But that's not just it though.
To run
you need to cool it too.
Router, it's gonna run hot. Yeah. So then you need to now plug in a fan to blow on it so it doesn't run as hot. So now you're just using more power. So that's why. So like, how much is a fucking fan to run that at 24/7? You know what I mean? That's how much extra power it costs. So everyone's like, oh, it does cost more. Don't get me wrong, but it's not like going to cost you thousands of dollars a month, depending on what kind of setup you get. You know what I mean? So it's
one of my buddies who, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, but I was
it's okay.
Yeah, I cut him off.
One of my buddies, the guy who actually did the sound for our Live at Coors Event album, Live at Coors Event Center album. His name's Andy. He's actually mining Ethereum and doing like that Bitcoin mining and stuff. And he said it was like about $100 a month in electricity, and then he was making about $50 to $60 every day. So
interesting.
You're making your money. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, but he's running like some high end shit. So
yeah,
that's all to me.
Yeah, it'd be a good hobby if you could afford it, for sure.
Yeah,
I think, right? But I also find that it's just as beneficial and cheaper to just invest. If you're going to do that, just put your money in Bitcoin. Just invest.
Honestly,
in it.
You know what? Instead of paying for heat, you know, gas and stuff, just start mining Ethereum in the winter. Heat your house with Ethereum.
Well, but I like, because the modem's running hot. You mean?
Yeah. All the heat. You don't need fans. You just put it. You know, in your room when you're cold.
Right.
Here you go.
You could just light up.
So use your router as your heater.
Yeah, exactly.
Could light a fire too.
I was.
Or you put your mining rig.
I was organizing all of the
cold.
logic projects, like for.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, tell me your address.
Then if everyone does that, then it's just that there's global warming. We're just heating up the earth, man.
There's no winning.
Oh my god. Do you guys invest in that kind of stuff?
I mean, dude,
or not yet?
I don't have any money to invest.
If I knew how to invest in that Dogecoin or that Dogecoin, I probably would have dropped $1,000, or I would have tried to.
Oh my god. That's scary. So let me ask you this. Why would you put into that and not something that's already existing?
Because I think the power of, you know, memes and stuff, and the whole like Elon Musk taking it to the moon thing, I think that's a little more powerful than it should be.
So, okay. All right. I don't know if I want to get deeper into that, but we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, man, the world's weird, I think.
There's
Oh,
it's like the Pentagon has confirmed those UFO videos, and nobody's fucking like talking about it or gives a shit about it, man. That's insane. So there's UFOs, yeah, and it's ongoing. Like they released the video footage that came out in 2019, the Pentagon just confirmed it like a few weeks ago. that
Well,
it
did
was
they
like a
confirm it as
legit
like
footage.
UFOs or like alien?
Yeah, they confirmed. Yeah, and it was on like military surveillance. Like that's the video that you're seeing out there, and that all the information from like Roswell and all that shit was accurate. Like it was, they do have a UFO and all that stuff, and they released the documents, and like nobody gives a shit anymore. It's like, are you guys crazy? Like, that's big news, man.
This is the first
So-
time hearing of this. That's actually pretty huge.
Isn't it though,
That's
Dawson?
I haven't even heard about this. I don't know if I'm just living in a hole or whatnot. But I haven't heard about this either. That sounds like huge. That the Pentagon is like coming out and confirming all of this.
Yeah, man, UFOs are real, and aliens have landed on Earth, and they're out there, dude. We've had made contact.
Has Neil deGrasse Tyson said anything yet? Has he made a statement?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he has.
Oh, really? I'd be interested to see what Neil deGrasse Tyson has to say on this.
It's probably like, I told you so, or some shit like that, right?
Probably.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's like, definitely, I'll send you some stuff, man, on Instagram. How about? But yeah, that's the kind of stuff that.
Forward it.
Did I wake him up?
No.
Oh. Sorry. I thought I woke up my dude talking about aliens. But yeah, that's the kind of stuff. Man, I love that kind of stuff. I could go on a
conspiracy
rant
theories.
No, just like no, because it's factual, man. The Pentagon, like.
Well, yeah, I guess big conspiracy theories that turn out to be true.
Yeah, well, conspiracy.
For the longest
theories,
time, it was a conspiracy theory.
The thing I don't care for about conspiracy theories is that it only takes two people to make one up, right? Two people that conspire on something. Now you've got a conspiracy theory. Like, fuck, it's ridiculous, right? But I am like, I think like aliens are fun ones for sure, right? I don't know what the hell. Give me a conspiracy theory, maybe.
I mean, there's no way aliens are not real. Like,
right? Or that we've made contact. Like, I like those kind of stories. Just, I don't know, man. Science, like Neil deGrasse Tyson, I love that guy, man. I find him so interesting. But, like, here's something that, like, I always find intriguing is that when you look up at the stars, do you know that you're actually looking back in time? Because those stars they're not there anymore, man. That's fucking because of the speed of light and shit. Like, I just,
I'm actually wondering
fucking
about?
blows my mind every time.
Every beam of sunlight
With
is
COVID,
hitting
it
you
seemed like
7 minutes or 8
cash.
minutes
Like,
from
who's
when I was
paying-
born.
Most
That's
people
what
aren't
happened.
paying with cash anymore.
That's awesome.
But when we're at shows and we're selling merch, people are buying merch with cash.
8 minutes.
7 minutes.
Yeah.
7 or 8 minutes or something.
Yeah, I love that kind of shit, man. I think that's the coolest thing.
Like some of the stars that you're looking up at have already exploded.
Yeah,
Already
it's
they're
just
not
taking
there.
so long for that to come back to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we're talking.
Well, the observable universe and the edge of the universe are two vastly different things.
Right, and the universe is it's constantly
Ever
expanding.
expanding.
Yeah, it's
That's
always
what I've heard
bigger.
too.
Like, it's never ending. You'll never reach the end of it. That's fucking insane. Maybe. I don't know.
See, the thing is, the speed of light is only in the medium of space, right? So,
Well, let me ask you this then. This is something I heard, and it blows my mind whenever I try to think about it. Okay, so you're in space, and you're traveling at the speed of light in a car, and then you turn on your lights in your car. Do you see the light in front of you, or is it still dark?
Actually, I watch a lot of the Neil deGrasse Tyson like cosmic queries and stuff, and I think he's answered that one.
Has he?
Yeah.
I've heard that, and I'm just like, it blows my mind thinking about it. I'm like, I'm not sure. I have no idea.
Because I think he kind of just like stepped on the question itself. It was kind of like, well, how are you going to get the car to the speed of light? Because the only thing that can get to the speed of light is light.
Light, yeah. You'll never actually achieve speed of light.
Well, everything stops.
Yeah, can you see anything? That's another thing.
Well, the speed of light is like to where I think time pretty much is like completely stopped or something, right?
Well, yeah, I was about to
yeah,
say,
it's the relativity, everything.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry.
No,
I'm trying to think back to my grade 12 physics here when I learned about relativity. Yeah, everything that you see is relative to the speed of light. So if you're traveling at the speed of light, which I remember correctly, it's physically impossible to travel at the speed of light. But if you were, you wouldn't be able to see anything.
Yeah,
Right, well,
because everything would
time would
freeze.
freeze, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
if you go
exactly.
faster than the speed of light, then time starts reversing.
That I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Right? That's
Right?
just it. So time
Yeah.
is only here on Earth because it's like the sun going around the Earth, right? It's 24 hours.
Yeah.
But if you're out in space, like the sun's not revolving around you.
Yeah, your frame of reference has changed.
Well, yeah. Don't you
Yeah.
find it interesting, like the astronauts on the ISS, right? Because they
Yeah.
go around the
They'll
Earth. What
actually-
is it like? I think like 7 or 8 times
Yeah,
a day.
yeah.
One of
Right.
our days. So they go through days like very fast.
Like dog
Yeah,
years.
they experience time differently than us on the Earth.
Man, that's so rad. I think that shit is the coolest. So isn't there something to
Man.
like if you synchronize two stopwatches or two watches, right? And you put them on like one on each of a plane. How does this go again? And the planes are going different speeds. And when they come back, they'll be like they won't be synchronized anymore because of like how fast they
Yeah.
were traveling or some shit like that, right?
Yeah,
forget
I
what
believe
that-
that's theory of relativity.
Is that what that is?
If I'm not mistaken. I haven't looked at this stuff in a while, but I remember learning about it in high school.
Oh, that shit is so much
It's-
fun.
That okay, if I had to recommend a movie, it'd be Interstellar.
Yeah.
It's a Matthew McConaughey movie. It's pretty much they go to like some planet where every hour is like 5 years on Earth,
Yeah.
and they're there for like a couple hours, and then they come back, and it's like, oh yeah, this
kids
is
are older
they've been gone. Yeah, the kids are older than them. Not to spoil a movie, but yeah, it blows my mind.
I think the astronauts that went and I forget which Apollo it was, but they kind of like it was just part of this example. They chose one of the Apollos, and the astronauts that flew around the moon and came back didn't spend any time on the moon, but just simply like flew around the moon and came back. I don't know the exact number off the top of my head, but yeah, they came back younger by like a few minutes.
What?
Than the people on Earth.
Yeah, they age slow.
Yeah.
Like in real life, or that was a movie?
Yeah. No, that's real.
Okay,
It's-
so
it's
how
the
did they?
Idea of that
How
plane
did
thing,
they
right?
know? So yeah, right. But how did they know that they were physically minutes younger than when they left?
It's
How do you
due
prove
to
that?
like, well, like you said,
Do the
they
exact-
would have watches, right? They would have watches on the space shuttle as they're flying around, and as they come
Okay.
back, the
Yeah,
watches
yeah.
are going to be different times. Than,
Right, because they were all synced up, and then yeah, I got what you're saying. But their
Time is weird,
physical
man.
body wasn't like minutes younger. It was just that time was slower. That's all that was.
Well, yeah, because if you think about it, right? Because the faster you go, the slower time becomes. These guys are
Yeah.
going so fast; they're flying to the moon and back.
Yeah.
They're reaching these crazy, literal astronomical speeds. That
Yeah.
by the time they come back, they've traveled this fast for this long. The clocks aren't going to line up.
Right.
Bro, I honestly think that's what they're like studying on the ISS too.
That's
Because-
like that Benjamin Button.
They're up there
movie.
for months.
Mark's just like, okay.
Well, I want to put something in, but that only shows up 5 minutes later.
Smoke a
See,
doob
time.
and come join us.
Right? Yeah. Well, it's because you're not moving fast enough, man.
Yeah.
Elon, I need you.
Right?
Man.
That's funny. Yeah, I love that shit, man. I could fucking talk about that all night.
I
Hey,
feel like
we
you
should
like
do an
talk
intro.
to Dylan Dubrescu.
Oh, shit, we never did do that yet. So, Cole, we were waiting for you. So generally what we do is, like, if you guys can just introduce yourselves and say that this is episode 66 of the Sit Down podcast, and that's what we use as the intro of the show. We cut that to the front, right? So do you guys want to do that right away? Let's get that done.
Sure.
Hey,
Good call, Mark.
Cool.
Okay, Cole, Gray, Dawson. There you go.
This is cool. Okay, Gray goes first. This is Cole from the Hourhand.
And this is Dawson from the Hourhand.
Try it again.
Sure.
Same thing.
Same thing.
This is Cole from the Hourhand.
And this is Dawson.
That was perfect. Boom.
Perfect.
Gray does have the radio voice.
Oh man, so watching your videos today, like I can't figure out how that voice is coming out of you. Like seeing like it just it sounds so I can't explain it. It just to see you would think that you're a guy with like a deep voice, you know what I mean? Like a big deep voice kind of guy, and that's just not what it is. It's very powerful, and I'm not saying it doesn't suit you. I'm just saying that it's not what I would have expected at all. It sounds fucking awesome, dude. Way to go. So
that's
good.
like, have you like the band July Talk? There's like the two vocalists, right? The guy and the girl. If you look at pictures of the guy, you think that, or just listening to the music, you think that the guy's like just absolutely huge, like just smokes cigars 24 hours a day because his voice is so raspy. Then look at pictures of him, and he's like some like regular looking guy, like just like not jacked or anything like what you'd think. He's just regular dude, but he has just like this super low raspy bass. What was that?
Right. Do you guys remember the Champ? Where it's like, and I says Barden. Always like beats the shit. Apparently that's just like a little dude. I don't know. I've never seen him, but I heard he's not a big guy at all. Just an average Joe.
Dude, speaking of little dudes, the guy from Greta Van Fleet,
The singer?
5'3". 5'3".
No.
But holy shit, can that guy sing though?
My girlfriend is 5'4", man.
Okay, yeah, but you're like what, 6'3"?
Yeah. But like,
how tall are you, Cole? You're like 6'3".
yeah.
Your head's above everyone else.
But like 5'4", man. 5'3", sorry. It's like all the photos of the dude are always like angled up. He's always on a separate platform than the other guys. Maybe it's because he's the lead singer, whatever. But
is he wearing heels to boot?
No, I think they're all like barefoot. I think that's the vibe they go for. Which also
they sound pretty good too. They're good, man. I like them too. I can rock those guys out.
I was just at London Drugs.
Do you have Dutch roots by any chance?
Their vinyls. I mean, I'm 12th generation here in Canada, so that's gonna be. My dad was actually just telling me this. So yeah, like New Amsterdam, like New York is kind of. So I've been here for a long time.
Right.
So really nothing besides the last name.
Okay. And your height.
You cut out.
'Cause why, Mark?
Never mind. Carry on.
Just
like he's out there, and the next scene his head's down.
This is gonna be tricky to edit because everything's gonna come out normal. So I'm like, Mark will be talking, and we're just gonna be like, "What? Oh, fuck,
There's
this is
no
gonna be
way.
rough.
There's no way you'd have like a video of kind of like what we're seeing that you could just kind of like edit it.
Yeah, there is another.
I'm not sure. Well,
No clue.
I don't.
Yeah,
I don't know how it's gonna come out.
You just gotta like clip away, and just kind of edit it, just so people that are watching can see what we just saw, because that was hilarious.
I'll just keep putting up that picture of Dawson with the dildo.
I'm sorry, Dawson. I dropped the ball. There.
Oh man,
I'm just messing with you, buddy. I'm not gonna do that.
that's whatever.
I'll print the photo.
No, but I was gonna say, we have a cool story about how Gray started singing. I don't know if you want to tell that one, Gray, but guy.
But he's got
Okay, so when we started off as a band, the Hourhand was started off as the Lonely Oranges. So we were actually a 4-piece band. We had a different singer, a buddy from high school. And so Gray on bass, Cole on guitar, me on drums, and this buddy was our lead vocalist. And then we went and played a show at our high school jazz band night as a 4-piece, and that is the only time that the Lonely Oranges ever played a gig. I think we played Rush, YYZ, and then Zeppelin's Dazed and Confused. Not the 30-minute one that they play on stage, but just the regular studio version. But everyone just played their instruments, and then we had the vocalist singing. And then after that gig, the vocalist parted ways. He wanted to do other things, so we kept it as the 3-piece. And then for 6 months, we were like, "Okay, anybody want to sing with us?" Like we were looking, like putting ads on like Regina musicians, putting look at. Oh yeah, we put ads on different places, asked around, couldn't find anyone. And I think after like 6 months, Gray just said, "Screw this," and brought a mic, and then he just started singing, and we're like, why did we ever even put ads? Like we had this guy in the band for 6 months, didn't sing or anything, and then he brings a mic, starts singing. It sounds awesome, and we're like, wow, what have we been doing for the last 6 months?
Yeah. Thanks a lot, asshole. Right?
Right.
And we're like, oh man, he sounds awesome.
Do you remember the first thing that you sang, like, in the band? I feel like it was like War Pigs or something.
Could have been, yeah.
And then
nothing that's more isolating as a vocal than War Pigs.
We always got that Ozzy Black Sabbath comparison on our shows.
That's, you know what, that's really funny that you say that, because today I was like, I like trying to figure out like not a comparison, but like, hey, who do these guys sound like? And I try and put my finger on it, right? I was having a really fucking hard time with doing that to you guys today. And what I could, so Cole, I would say, I don't know, man, if I'm way off base here, but do you know who Ugly Kid Joe are?
I do not know.
Oh man, because like your guitar, it made me think of Ugly Kid Joe, just like that old early '90s fucking shredding, and I was just like, fucking A, man. So, but then, like, you guys know who Marcus King is? Marcus King Band?
Gray looks just like him.
Fucking right.
Skinnier. Way skinnier.
Dude, I was like, I was thinking of Marcus King Band, and it's funny you say War Pigs, because you guys should look at Marcus King Band playing War Pigs. So they just played it live like a few weeks ago. They did on a YMH live, and I think it might be on YouTube, but fuck man, he just nailed it out of the ballpark. And yeah, like, so in my notes I have like a hint of Ugly Kid Joe, and I got Marcus King Band written down, so like that's funny that you say War Pigs.
I love Marcus King. He's
talented, eh?
He's got that
Holy shit.
Swank to his playing.
Yeah, he's really good. So why was it called the Lonely Oranges? Right, just that far-fetched, right? Well, and then, okay, so why did it take you so freaking long to grab the microphone? Were you just fed up and were like, hey, like, did you know that you could sing and you were just kind of keeping it under the rug kind of thing, or what?
It's kind
I
of
feel like
funny
we're
because it's like if we did find a singer, it would honestly kind of be like us three and then the singer, right? It would be kind of like I feel like the singer never would feel like completely like glued into the band, right?
Well, especially because we all three started together and like we jammed a ton at the start too,
Yeah, we were an
and got
instrumental
like
band
really.
forever.
That's another thing. Like for the very start of the band, we didn't do much original music. We were just doing covers because at that point we didn't have a vocalist, and like we jam a lot, just like uh, with like just different riffs. But this is the first real band I think many of us, or I think all of us, had really been in. So we were like what 16 at the time, didn't really know much about writing, so we're just like let's just play tons of covers and try to reverse engineer some of this stuff, and that's
Right.
kind of how we started. So then we wrote one or two songs off the start. They were absolutely terrible, and then they've just slowly progressed from then. And like I think even now, every song we write is going to be better than the last, or at least I'm hoping that we still keep that pace. Because like I know you were mentioning that like you were jamming out to some of our EP stuff and even some of the live album.
Ew.
Uh, Even all the stuff that we've recorded since then, like I think that we've just kind of upped our game a little bit because we've just gotten, well, first of all, we've actually went through the process of writing an EP, recording an EP, and then releasing it, and we figured out what works and what doesn't work, and
Right.
kind of understanding, okay, from when you're starting to write a song, what's going to translate really well to that final product of a recorded, engineered, and released song.
Right, like cutting the fat, you mean?
Yeah, like that. That's exactly what I was meaning.
Those are the
Like,
words that we use religiously.
yeah, does this have any fat? Is there anything on this that doesn't need to be there or that isn't serving a purpose? Because like I know even like I mentioned Led Zeppelin's Dazed and Confused. Yeah, it's a 30-minute live song that they play, but every single thing is deliberate. They deliberately had those sections in there, so because it had a purpose in their live set. And I
Right.
think that's something to not just throw a whole bunch of shit together. Hopefully, there's something cool in the middle of it. You have a deliberate, like, okay, I want to do this for this specific reason, and that is what I think kind of sets uh, some bands apart.
And I
I've never.
think sorry.
I was just gonna say I've never listened to the 30-minute version of that ever.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Pretty
have
great.
to. I'm gonna have to now.
I was gonna say I feel like as a band we tend to really battle with that like because there's a lot of times where you're watching or listening to a band or you're kind of like, oh man, I wish that went longer, and like there are some bands that kind of are tailored for that. There are bands that do really well having a lot of fat on their songs and their records, and there's no one's better than the other, right? Like there are bands that are good at making 2-minute, straight to the point, amazing songs, and there are also bands that are great at dragging it on for 10 minutes. And
Right.
both songs are fucking phenomenal. But we're just trying to find what works for each song. And I feel like we really beat the shit out of songs for a long time. Like we don't, as much as we say that we want to, we always kind of like write a song and we're like, okay, we just need to fly through the song, and if it's not good, we'll drop it, we'll move to the next one. But we never do. We always just focus on the song, we try and develop it, and we just sit on these songs, and like it's a good thing. It can be a good thing and a bad thing. There's no right or wrong way to write a song, honestly.
How do you guys decide who gets the final say on something? Like, is it just like 2-1
Majority
vote, kind of
vote,
thing?
pretty much.
Yeah.
We're three
I think it
band,
comes down to majority vote.
We'll always we'll never be stuck. If we had a 4-piece band,
Yeah.
then we'd be screwed.
Yeah, there you go. Right.
There's lots of compromise too. Like you never want one person being the one, like the odd man out, and because there's 3 people, you don't want anyone feeling double teamed. But I'd like to think that when we're writing, we try to hear everyone out, because maybe that what one person's saying is like unique and can really add to the song, and it's just you got to try everything out. Like I don't usually we'll try something out before we say, no, that's not going to work.
Yeah, exactly.
And try to execute it how we want to execute it too. Like, if we try something and it doesn't work the first time, is that because the idea sucks, or is it because we just played it really sucky?
Yeah.
And we need to play it better to make it sound really good for it to work.
That's exactly
Right.
So
like not
that's
just hearing them out, but properly executed.
yeah.
That's professional, man. That's all that is, right? It's like that, in my opinion, that's what that is. That's awesome though. Fucking A.
Man, I'm really excited for our new stuff.
Me too, man. When can we fucking hear it?
Hopefully soon.
Hopefully soon.
Right.
Yeah.
Where
As of
so
right
where
now,
did you
we're
guys
just on demo.
record the other stuff? Right.
Yeah. We recorded with
Regina.
Justin Bender. Shout out to him. Awesome guy to record with.
Shout out Justin.
Yeah. We did we did all of our we did the drums at Blue Door Recording, and then we went to Justin Bender's home studio, Divergent Studios in Moose Jaw. And we did vocals and guitar there.
Why does that sound familiar, Mark?
It's just his studio, just in his place.
Yeah, his home studio.
But yeah, no, we did the EP and
Hobo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There. But
Right.
all the demos that we've been doing, see, like the difference between what we did and all the stuff that you are able to listen to now and what we're doing now is we're taking it much more raw, not as polished. There's no click track. We're kind of just playing it together as a band, playing kind of the bare bones of the song, and then we're, overdubbing as needed off of this live sound. And I feel like it sounds much more full and
Right.
much more relatable, because that's one thing I really admire about like Led Zeppelin and stuff, is that when you listen to their live stuff versus their studio stuff, like there are a ton of similarities. Whereas you can go see a live band and listen to their studio stuff, and then they don't add up.
Yeah, man. I've seen a lot of those before. That, as a music fan, that actually kind of pisses me off.
Yeah,
I don't know
You're
why.
expecting
Like,
one thing.
Yeah, and it's something completely different. And but it should. If I'm a true fan, that shouldn't irritate me.
yeah. Well,
Right? So it's very hypocritical of myself, and I can admit it. But it's just the way it is, man. Like if I'm listening to an album a million times over and over again, like you said, that's what I'm expecting when I go into the concert.
that or
to hear
greater,
it.
right?
Right? Exactly.
Well,
And then
that's
yeah. Right. Exactly.
it's missing something.
Yeah, I think you guys are like keep doing that. Like I said, as a music fan, I've heard from like studio people too. Like they're shocked when like a band will go like basically the less takes it takes you to fucking bang out the proper recording, like is huge, man. Like if you can do it in 2 takes, 1 take, 3 takes, like you're fucking doing shit right.
Well,
Not
studio
the
time.
last demo that we
It's
just
expensive.
did, I think it was our second or third take, and we just did it live, and then just did vocals afterwards, and it was like we arranged the song. The first take we didn't do it right. Second take we kind of screwed up, and then the third take I think is what we have as the demo, and like I don't know.
Yeah.
I love the song personally.
Right.
But
But it's not like, and I get like the studio time thing, right? But like as a music fan though,
Yeah.
that shouldn't be what's restricting the quality of what you're putting out. Right?
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah.
for sure, man.
I want to say like Royal Blood, for example, on that kind of overproducing their stuff, like their new album. If you've listened to it, like I find a lot of it is really overproduced because I have always seen Royal Blood as like this band where it's just the one bass player, singer, and then the drummer, and it's very raw and it's very in your face and it's very just strong. But now it's very like a lot of their stuff on their new album is very poppy and stuff. Like, I mean, Boilermaker kind of goes back to like their raw stuff, which I dig that song. I love that song.
That song's awesome.
Like, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just them maturing as artists, right? Like you said, if you're a fan of their stuff, you kind of gotta take it as it is, and like respect the process of them developing.
Exactly. Like, obviously, if a band is in the game for a long time too, like their sound is going to change. Different life experiences, will bring out different shit and different lyrics, whatever, right? Different sounds. That's all that is.
Except for
you might be right. I'm trying to think if there's
they figured out what works for them, and they will not stray from it.
Right?
Could just be getting more creative in the studio too, like just exploring different sounds.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Are you guys thinking? So, like, once COVID's pretty much starting to go down, are you guys probably going to have this back at the studio?
Yeah. Well, yes. This is actually the only reason why we're not in studio right now is because, like I said, I fucked off and I came to the lake because we were doing the online schooling thing. Otherwise, I'd be sitting there. We'd be at the table. But
okay.
Yeah, like once COVID is like tapering down and the rules are being lifted, like we've always had big plans, and like COVID fucking hit us too, man. Like the idea was to like we would have rather be sitting in front of you guys right now, all in the same room. Yeah. And even have it where like you guys could go ahead and fucking play some music for us live if you wanted to, right?
Yeah,
like,
that would have been dope, man.
Yeah, but we can't. We had one guy a few weeks ago come out, Kit from Cadillac. From what was it? Cadillac.
Yep.
Mark. Yeah, I was trying to think if it was like Cadillac Ranch or something, but no, it's the Cadillac. Anyways, they're out of Saskatoon, and he came to Bellevue and brought his acoustic, and we had the rest of the band on Zoom. And he busted out a couple songs. Those are on YouTube too, man. The fucking nicest guy ever, man. Yeah, they rock too, man. It was fun. A lot of fun. So that was like our first in-house trial with that, right? Because like we wanted to be doing that kind of shit a year ago, right? So as soon as we could do it, we were like, fuck yeah. And he was willing to come. We were open to it. And we are planning on doing that again in the very near future. Some Funky Moose podcast on location type of stuff. So COVID permitting, right? As long as we're allowed to within regulations. We definitely have it in the schedule, but we're just we've had to postpone it a few times already. And one of them being with Prehistoric Productions, like I had mentioned. So that'll be that'll be fun. That's coming up pretty quick there, hopefully. So yeah, and then yes.
I was sorry, I didn't mean to. You finish your story and then I'll ask it.
No, it's all good, man. Ask away.
I was gonna ask, where do you get the name Funky Moose?
Yeah, that's awesome name.
The Funky Moose has an official name now, and it's actually. I'll let Mark talk about his baby.
Dusk Crushington Moose, and that came from the killer baby namer from Liquid Death.
Yeah. Dusk.
And
I couldn't even tell you.
The name Funky Moose Records, when I started the store, came from I wanted to build a brand kind of like Red Bull, and I wanted a 2-part name. So and I wanted funky in there because I like funk music, and so funky was going to be in the name no matter what. and then I had to decide on something Canadian because I wanted
It's
to
kinda like,
represent something
I
Canadian.
don't know, I never really
And I
did it
figured
before.
it could be,
But I was
instead
kinda
of a
just like,
bull, it could be
All right,
another
we're not-
animal.
we can't find a
So at
guy.
first I came up with
We
Funky
might as well
Beaver.
do it ourselves. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
learn how to do
Uh,
I don't know.
and then
Start
so
Yeah, no, it doesn't work.
No,
I came up with Moose, and Funky Moose Records
All of
rolled
us have
off the
the
I
tongue.
mean, the shock factor would work.
yeah,
Funky Goose.
Yeah, no.
that'll be the sister company.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, the sister station.
Yeah, Funky Goose.
That's what we should have called the podcast.
Funky Goose.
Funky
Oh,
Moose
yeah, that'd be
presents Funky Goose.
That's terrible.
Funky Loon.
Yeah.
good. Funky Moose presents the Silly Goose.
Too funny. But yeah, so I don't like the Liquid Death. They have that Killer Baby Namer app thing. You guys know about Liquid Death even?
I know it's a drink, and I've seen the ads where it's like just like a can that, if I'm remembering correctly, it's just a can that like kills people.
Sure. It
Yeah.
murders your thirst is what it does.
Yeah. That was what the ad was.
Yeah,
Murders
so
your thirst.
it's legit. It's just water. So the black cans is sparkling water, and then the white cans is like just regular water, mountain water. But like the whole, if you look up their website, it's fucking awesome, man. It's hilarious shit.
I'm on it right
They
now.
put a lot of money into advertising. But basically, any purchase to Liquid Death, they donate money to like clean up plastic, right? So like plastic bottles
okay.
can only be recycled so many times, and then it's fucking garbage, right? And then it goes to the landfills, and then it's just garbage. Whereas I think I forget the percentage. I want to say 75% of aluminum since 1888 is still in cycle. Like you can recycle a pop can over and over and over again, like forever and ever,
Yeah.
right? And then so it's like death to plastic is like their slogan, right? They're like fuck plastic,
Okay.
but it's just water. So they're donating like a lot of their
Stop
proceeds
saying it's
to
just
nonprofit
water.
organizations
It's
to
awesome
like
water.
help clean. That murders your thirst. Yeah, they're fucking awesome.
No,
So
that
yeah.
makes a ton of sense to do that, though.
Oh yeah, and then all their money is going into like marketing too. So they're pretty cool, man. We've been in contact with them, so that's why we're drinking a lot of Pepsi, and I was putting on a little bit of weight there, so I'm glad to have connected with Liquid Death. A little healthier choice to boot. Yeah.
Oh man, no, definitely have to pick some of that up.
Oh,
That's something
but-
I've been finding.
You can get it at 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven.
In the States, I don't know about
Oh.
Canada.
I just went on their website.
All right.
Whole
So if
Foods,
you're gonna,
and someone else.
yeah, if you're gonna buy it, from what I know in Canada, just go to liquiddeath.ca, and you'll actually get like 10% off your first purchase, and you'll get like a free case if you buy 2 or some shit like that.
Cool.
Yeah. But what I was saying was that there's one of the things that's funny in the commercial. It says like if you put your last name in the remember, you know, like Wu-Tang, you put your name in there and it'll give you your Wu-Tang name.
Oh,
Kind
yeah,
of the
yeah.
same idea, but it's like the Liquid Death Killer Baby name. So you put your last name in, and it'll spit out a name to name your baby. And if you legitimately name your baby that and submit the birth certificate, then you'll get 18 years of free water to hydrate your baby. So we did it for the moose, and we got Dust Crushington Moose. So we like
And
got
this
his
is the birth certificate.
and
That's
everything.
sweet.
So the name of Funky Moose is is legitimate Dust Crushington. So we were just kind of having
That's
fun with
sweet.
it. Yeah, they're pretty awesome. Some good shit.
Dusk Crushington.
So yeah, it's all.
But I kind of want to meet a baby that's named that.
Oh, dude, you got to see that commercial, man. On the website, look at or just go on YouTube and check out that commercial. It's fucking hilarious.
The exact same thing that Elon Musk was doing with his kid.
Oh,
yeah.
What is that kid's name?
I just wonder, what did he get 18 years of?
Money. Probably $1 billion every year.
It's probably the Illuminati.
I just remember when he named the kid, everyone was trying to figure out how to actually pronounce the name.
Right?
And then he went on
And
SNL
It's
and
just a whole bunch
he
of like,
didn't
letters
pronounce it
and
either.
numbers. Oh no!
No, he
Oh,
just
man.
showed up the symbols. It's fucking funny. That guy's awesome, man.
Man,
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I agree.
Yo,
And kudos to him, man.
hmm
I just feel like bringing this up because my phone just kind of blew up a little bit. No, Chris Demas, he just DM'd me. His uncle just saw our Saskatoon Max thing, and I guess he was kind of raving about us to Chris. So
Sweet.
cool.
we have a new fan, Chris Demas' uncle.
For those listening, Saskatoon
Demas.
Max on
If
Saskatoon.
you're listening, if you ever stumble by this, just letting you know, we know, and we love you too.
That's awesome. We'll cut this clip out and we'll tag him in it on Instagram.
Okay, I don't know what his handle is, but it's probably not going to be Chris Demas' uncle. But,
Oh man.
That's too
I
awesome.
mean, what if we changed it to it? That'd be funny.
So where can we direct people to find you guys? Like, where's all your socials and stuff like that?
We got a website.
Yep. Hourhandofficial.com. So that'll have all of our different social media tags and links. But if you're wanting to find us directly, Instagram, the Hourhand Official, and then just the Hourhand for Facebook.
No, it's all the
Or
Hourhand
no.
band.
Yeah, sorry, the Hourhand Band. We recently changed it. The Hourhand Band for Instagram. We probably post the most on Instagram, but we also post lots on Facebook. We do have a YouTube channel, also the Hourhand Band. And then we're on all major streaming services, Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play,
Title.
Deezer, and then all the little ones. Am I missing anything?
No, I mean, like we're still we're still a pretty fresh band, so we're still in the works of getting everything set up properly. Like I still want to get a store set up on our website, but in the meantime, we still have Bandcamp. So if you search us up on Bandcamp, the Hourhand Band, same thing.
Yeah, we have CDs from our first EP. We have
I want one.
With a limited edition album artwork. The original.
our CDs have their limited edition.
Yeah.
Yeah. So on Bandcamp we have T-shirts. I believe we have 2 different designs of T-shirts on Bandcamp as well. That's where everyone can go if they're looking for merch.
Sweet, man.
I don't have a single one of our
That's why it's almost
EPs
important,
here. I wanted to show the album artwork.
Embrace this because we're like when we're
So
at
we're
a show,
so
we're playing
if I
it
want to
live,
buy a
obviously,
CD, I
and
just
there's
go to the
only those
website.
Three guys.
And buy
Bandcamp.
bands.
Bandcamp. All right.
Bandcamp.
When
Yeah.
we're in the studio,
You can. I
think
believe
now
the
everyone
website will
takes an
direct
approach
people
where
to
we just-
Bandcamp as well.
We're
If I'm not
playing it
mistaken.
live together. We're doing it like it's
That's dope.
live, and then add in some
Um,
little sparkles.
All right.
But
I
then
think we're gonna close
Not-
the
don't
episode
add
out
so
with
much in the
that.
studio that when we go play it live,
And so thanks
people
you
are
guys
like,
for
"Well,
listening
what is
this week.
This doesn't sound
And
like
well, sorry about Mark's shitty internet here. I'll try and get him on Starlink. And we'll see you guys next week.
I'm ready, sir.